check in on. And as a matter of fact, we just talked to Jeff Pearlman about his Bo Jackson book, and Bo Jackson got interviewed recently. And one of the interesting takeaways from it was his support for Deion Sanders, as a coach, and him moving up the ladder and eventually finding himself at Bo's alma mater of Auburn, and how he would be all in favor of that. He was asked in an interview with USA Today about the possibility of Deion as Auburn head coach. That was, something when Brian Harson's hot seat first started to be talked about, and as it gradually picked up steam and smoke got thicker, and it continues to actually grow now. But that was a name that initially I remember being tossed out there, because I think he's going to probably be thrown out there for most jobs nowadays. But it will be fascinating to see which one is the one that eventually pulls him in. But Bo Jackson on Deion Sanders in USA Today said Deion can coach anywhere in the country, college or professional level that he wants to. It's just whether or not the organization is ready for prime. You can look at what he's done for Jackson State. In the short amount of time he's been there, he has the charisma. He has what it takes, because Deion, like myself, we were coached old school, and that's the way he's coaching his players. You're seeing the results, and Jackson State's off to a terrific start. I believe they're 7-0, and so we're going to get to hear a lot about Deion, I think, in this coaching carousel, in particular with Auburn. I don't know how realistic that really is, but it's going to be talked about, at least on Twitter or on Facebook or wherever. Maybe not Facebook, but you know what
I'm sure it will.
I'm sure. Yeah, you know what? It will. Yeah. It definitely will. But
probably not in the way it needs to be. I'm
right,
sure it will.
Yeah, exactly. But so there's Bo Jackson with a vote of support, if you will, for Deion if the Auburn Tigers were to go that direction. For what it's worth, only 2 black head coaches in SEC history. You had Sylvester Croom at Alabama, James Franklin at Vanderbilt.
Croom was at Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, excuse me, Mississippi State. But yeah, James Franklin at Vanderbilt, and that's it. I believe that's the list. So could Deion be the next one? He's for sure going to be a head coach somewhere, and I'm very curious to see where that is.
I do think, and this might be just spitballing, but Auburn's alumni are a circus, right? It's kind of crazy. The behind the scenes stuff.
From our perspective,
I mean, that's what it seems like, and what the perception.
Cole
is.
Klubik told us that too.
Yeah, that there's just too much, immediate gratification. They want a microwave of a coach and all that, and maybe you get that a little bit more in this era. But if there's a person who can navigate the circus because he is also a circus, and I don't mean that necessarily all negatively. It's Deion Sanders. Look at Deion. He's prime. He's Coach Prime. That's what he's building a brand. He's doing all this stuff. So if there's someone who can, and honestly, who are these guys? Because Deion's worked, NFL owners and all this stuff. Who are some of these rich Auburn folks that he's going to be intimidated by?
I think that's where he can find some trouble too, though. I'm prime. Well, we're the boosters. Well, yeah, and I can see where that. So you really do have to have the right situation.
It's a runway that he's either going to land smoothly on, or it would probably crash and burn, depending on both sides.
Derek Mason, Vanderbilt, also was in the SEC.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Somebody just put that up in the chat room. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see with Deion, but very interested to see where he eventually goes, how long he remains at Jackson State, and where we go.